Hey, dear friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump in today's inspiration. And you see already on my table other things we need for this DIY. We need, of course, our tumbling towel blocks. I use the smaller blocks. I have here some tape. I don't know if I use the painter's tape or maybe some duct tape. I don't know. We will see. I used already the duct tape and that works fine, but the blocks are almost the size of my duct tape. So I think this is not going to work. So we will see. I'll use some paint, but you can use any paint you like. I have here my wood glue. I use the brand Patex, but I don't know if you can buy it, but it's almost in every country if I am correct. But of course you also can use some hot glue. I have here my little container with everything inside I always need for every DIY. And of course we have an old piece of kitchen towel which is wet before we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need. So always have this laying around. So these are the main things we need for our DIY. We are going to make a little kind of a shelf box around. We will see how this will turn out. I don't know, have really a name for it. So maybe you can leave me a name for it later. We will see how this will turn out. So normally I would take my placemat and of course I will do it on here. But I need 40 pieces. So what we're going to do, we are going to do it very easy. I don't know if it will work or not, or then we do it in sections, but we are going to try to glue everything together. So we have already 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I don't have to count, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we have a section of 10. We already have here also the same. You can easily measure out how much you need if you just place it against it and this way, and we have already over here, and we need 4 pieces of 10, and you see already this one is also the same, and we now need another one. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, like this. And now we make a nice straight line from it, and very easy, just like this. And you do here the same, 10 pieces, and then we're going to connect them later because I think this works a little bit better if you do it this way. But you also can do 10 in a row and then do it in once. So lay 40 pieces next to each other, but that's a long piece to do with your tape, because the chance that everything is going out of each other, that's not what you want. So you're just going to lay it next to each other. And of course, I know if you have a metal hook, just use your metal hook. It's so fine if you like to use it. So I'm going to take my tape. I'm going to measure it out where I want to have it, and later I can still cut it off. And I'm going to place this on top of here in the middle this way, and just work my way to the side like this, and we just go over it and make the glue a little bit warm with your fingers, and then of course cut off later the little pieces. But we are going to make this warm, and I'm going to do this with all 4 of them. And you see already we have our 4 pieces of 10. We're going to, it is a long way, we're going to glue them this way with the tape on each other. So of course you don't see it in one line probably, but believe me, we are going to tape this together just in one row this way, and make sure that everything is in a straight line. Then we're going to get our tape, and we're going to go for in one piece. We go from this side to this side. Of course, I'm going to try to measure it out, and I'm going to place this on top of the other one. So be sure this way, and we're going to very carefully go over it and make a nice line like this. over here. And now we are sure that not everything is falling out of each other, because we did it in sections of 10. So now if everyone is having the same, we have a piece of 40 blocks long. And of course, if you want to have a bigger shelf, you can do 2 times 40 pieces and glue them together later. So you make first 40 pieces of this one, just glue them together with your wood glue like this, and then do the same way like I did over here. Then you have a bigger shelf, you can place more things on it, but this is for a small space. So then I'm going to do it for 1. But like I said, if you want to have a bigger one, just glue 40 pieces together and then do the same steps I did over here. I hope I say it right. Like this. Now I have everything, and I let it warm up a little bit, because this tape was in my garage, so he was very cold. So I give a couple of minutes just to make a little warm up the glue on the back side. So I gave it a couple of minutes to go to the temperature of my room. What I'm going to do, I'm going to place them on the side. We're going to double it up this way, very easy. Just make sure that you have it doubled, and you see already here is the half, and I'm going to go 3 blocks this way. I'm going to glue them. So I'm going to do first on the half, I'm doing some wood glue over here. Be careful that you, and this is 1, and we're going to do for the 2 this way, of course, over here and over here, and this way we glue this one together. And make sure that we place it on the side this way. I say a lot this way, I really am sorry. And of course, squeeze it and press it together and wipe away the glue you don't need. I show it to you in a moment a little better than I do it this way. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes to dry in. So now I glued 3 blocks this way. So I have 17 over which are loose, and I have 3 glued together. What I'm going to do, I'm going to do also on this side. I'm going to do some glue on this one, on this line. And I'm going to do on the second one and this one. Also some glue over here on the side. And we're going to place them together, and we're going to be very easy. Lay them down. You see already everything is falling down, but that is also DIYing. Don't worry, we're just going to place it in again. If everything is correctly, we are going to get it in like this, and we're going to squeeze everything together. And now we're going to let it rest, because or else it doesn't glue ever together. So this way, and we're going to squeeze it. And we're going to let it rest, and if everything is correctly, you have 70 pieces on this side which are a little loose, and you have 17 on this one, and the middle piece over here are 6 blocks are glued together. And of course, if you want to do it a little bit easier than I did, you just take 17 blocks this way, and you're just going to mark 6 blocks like this, and then you go, if everything is correctly, you have 17 pieces over here also. So do it a little bit easier than what I did. So very easy, 70 blocks free, 6 blocks with a little marker, and then 17 blocks free. Then you know exactly which blocks you need to glue. That's easier. I don't know if I am really happy with the painter's tape, because normally I use, like I told you, I use my duct tape, and this is really gluing everything together. But you saw already, that's why I show it to you. I also show you the mistakes. Sometimes a block is popping out because it's not totally glued on the tape yet. And the painter's tape is of course not the greatest tape to glue, because normally when you paint you easily can get it off. And the duct tape is a little bit stronger. So of course normally I use this one, but like I told you, for my blocks, he is almost the same length, and then the chances that you go and stick out a little of the glue of the tape, and we don't want that. So, but I'm not totally happy with the painter's tape, so I don't do it the next time again, the painter's tape. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes, and then we're going to do the next step. So like I said, we give this a couple of minutes, so I'm going to lay it apart. If you have a question about this one, because I know with my bad English and and if I do it out of my head, because I never know in front how it will turn out. If you have questions, just leave a comment down below. I would love to answer them. So, but I think this one is a very easy to make. Of course, I make it with a little bit of thing. So we are going to make a little shelf in between, and we're going to take 13 blocks. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and number 13. And we're going to do it very easy. Just glue on the side, on the longest side of your blocks, and immediately lay your block against the other one, so your glue is not running out. So very easy to do, like this, and over here, and this one, and the number 12 is of course the last, and the closure up is number 13. So again, give it a little bit of pressure and then make a nice straight line again, and we're going to let this dry in also. And you see already this block is much smaller, and I'm going to pull it out because I don't like it to have it in a side of the shell. So I'm going to do some glue on this side. And if you are also having some blocks which are not totally straight, in some DIYs it doesn't matter, but with this DIY I don't like it if the shells are really not having the same measurement. So again, give it a straight line, and we're going to go over with our wet kitchen towel, and we're going to wipe away the glue, and we're going a straight line again like this. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. So of course we gave it a couple of minutes. If you are doubled up your ring, then you also have to double up your shelf. So you make 2 pieces of 13, glue them together, so you have also a bigger shelf to make it fitting inside. We are going to take our rounding, and we're going to look for, here is our 6 blocks which are glued together this way. Now we are going to count 7 blocks this way. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 7 is the place he will be glued on, but this way. And we're going to count this one the same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and number 7 will be the closure on here. Of course I have to keep it in this shape, because or else he doesn't fit. I have to count again. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and he will be over here. And if everything is correctly and you glue it at the same way, then the size in between will be the same as the size, of course, on each side. So we are going to give it this way, and now I'm going to make sure I am going to bend it, so I am sure that I have the number 7 and this way. So I'm going to place this aside. We're going to do some glue on this side from the top to the bottom, and also over here from the top to the bottom we do some glue, and we're going to place it in. Of course I have to place it in, and now I have to count again. I'm sorry if I count 4, 5, 6, 7. I have to be sure that I have the right block, because we don't want to make mistake. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this one over here also in the middle of the block, and also in the middle of this block. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes, then we're going to give some pressure on each side this way, and we're going to give it some time to dry in. So in the meantime, while the shelf is drying, we are going to get 5 blocks, and we're going to glue them the same like we did with the other one on each other. So very easy, just place them immediately against each other. Number 4 is the last, because number 5 is the closure up. Squeeze it and press it together, and we're going to wipe away the glue we don't need, of course, this way. And again, redo it until a nice straight line, and we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest. So we have our piece of 5, because we need some sturdiness inside, because if you're going to do this way, you see he can go all the way, and that's not what we want. So we are going to make sure that this is straight. This one has to be straight like this, and we are going to, you have it, the shelf is 13 blocks, so you go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and of course if you do 6 over here, you come out in this one, this block, and of course in the middle is 3 here, 3 here, and the middle is exactly in the middle. So we are going to do some glue on each side, and then I hope that this gives me the sturdiness I need But of course, like I said, it's an experiment. I really have also no idea how this will turn out. So we have to look for if we're going to get it in between like this. We're going to place it over here, and we're going to squeeze it together this way. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes a rest also. So I did let this dry and this also, so now he can really stand up straight. What I'm going to do, of course, we are going to do now the top, but we also need some steadiness on top, because or else he will be falling down. So you even can make a heart out of it. You can do it this way and just do it on top a little hanger, then you can still hang it. But of course, don't use the painter's tape, because or else you will be sorry. It is really not steady enough. So if you want to hang it, you need to use at least a duct tape, or you need some ribbon with some normal glue on top of it. So don't use the painter's tape. I already know that part for sure. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to glue later the both 4 pieces on top. I'm going to glue together, but first I'm going to give a middle piece to give it a little bit of steadiness. And that means I'm going to glue 6 blocks together. 4, 5, 6, and number 7 will be the another one who will be standing up in another direction, but you see that in a moment. So we're going to glue 6 blocks together this way, also on the longer side of the block. Number 3, number 4, and number 5, and number 6 is here the closure up again. We're going to squeeze it together like this. We're going to get our kitchen towel and we're going to wipe away the glue, and again make a straight line, and we're going to give this 6 blocks a little moment to rest, and then we're going to do the block number 7. So we gave it a couple of minutes. Now we're going to do some glue on this side, so very carefully over here. And of course it's not totally dry, so we're going to place this block over here and place this on top in the middle like this. And we're going to squeeze it and press it down, and we're going to make sure that we have it in a straight line like this, and we're going to let this dry also. So now we have our piece. You see already this one like this, and we're going to place it on the side. We're going to get our frame, and we are going to place this one inside of here, and we're going to glue it over here. And of course now we're going to do some glue on this side over here, and we're going to place it exactly in the middle of this one. So we're going to give it a little bit of pressure this way, and we're going to make sure that everything is sticking nicely together, and this way. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes. So you see I did both of the side. I did curl in a little bit on the inside, because we're going to place our frame straight up this way like this. And what we're going to do, because we have to be sure that this is glued right together, what we're going to do, we're going to go on the ending of 1, and we're going to do block 1. I hope I showed you on camera this way. You take block number 1 and 2, in between you do some glue over here, and you do glue it together very carefully, and this way you just make a straight line, and this way, and you wipe away the glue you don't need. And this is already 1, and we're going to place it down this way, and we're going to go over to this side, and again with number 1 and number 2 we are going to do some glue, a line of glue, and we're going to place this one also very carefully together, and we wipe away the glue we don't need. And we're going to place this one also down and let this dry in on both sides. So again, we gave it a couple of minutes, and we're going to place it down. We hope everything stays together. We're going to wipe away. I would already say wipe away, but we are going to glue them together and on this side. So it is very easy. We do some glue. Of course, we should have done this before. So we're going to place this aside again. We're going to place it up. We're going to do some glue on this side. So very carefully on each piece of the blocks, as much as you can, like this. So we're going to place it down over here, and we're going to go and we do some glue on this side over here, and we're going to glue them together and this together, so in 3. And you see already now we have this kind of shape, and we're going to give this a couple of minutes rest. Of course, we can make sure that we have it in the middle, and like this. And we're going to, like I said, we give it a couple of minutes, so I'm going to place it aside, because in the meantime, and you almost fell down on me, but over here, and I'm going to go for the underside of our frame. What we're going to do, I'm going to glue 4 blocks together. You see already, like this. My placemat is new, so he is a little bit wobbly, but he will work with it. So this is 1, number 2, and number 3, and number 4 is the closure up again. Squeeze it and press it together like this. And we're going to go again for 4 blocks. And we have to be sure that everything has a straight line. This is number 1, number 2, and number 3. And again, number 4 is the finishing one. And we're going to give it a couple of minutes a rest. And we're going to wipe away the glue. Over here the same. So we get always a clean surface to work with. And this way. So in the meantime, while these 2 or 4 are drying, we are going to take 6 blocks. Already this 4, 5, 6. And we are going to glue them also together, the same like we did with the 4 blocks. And this way. And number 5 is again 6. Squeeze them together in a straight line. And we're going to let this rest. We are going to get 4 blocks. And we're going to do 4 blocks again. And this, number 2. And number 3. And we're going to get another set of 4. And then we are almost at the bottom, because this is the underside of our frame. Number 2, and the last, number 3. Squeeze it and press it together. And we are going to give this also a couple of minutes. So now we're going to take our 2 blocks of 4 we already made earlier. We are going to place them this way. And of course, we're going to place the one with the 6 over here. We are going to do some glue on this side, over here. And we're going to place this one on the inside of this one. And we're going to do with this one the same, like this. And we're going to place this one also against each other. Very carefully, give it a little bit of pressure this way, and a little bit of pressure this way. Make sure that you have it fitting very nicely together. And here also in this way. And we're going to let this dry in for at least I think a half hour before we're going to glue it on the rest of the frame. We're going to take this 2 of 4, and we're going to take 2 loose blocks. What we're going to do, place one down. We're going to do some glue on this side. We do some glue on this side. And we place it on top of here. It's already on my fingers, on this side and on this side. And we're going to place this on at the ending of this one. And again, make sure that you press it very hard on top of each other with a lot of pressure. And here the same, squeeze it in a straight line and make sure that everything is fitting nicely together. This way, feel with your fingers. If you have it in a straight line, here the same. Of course, this is flat, and now we're going to place this one on top. And we're going to give it on both sides a little pressure. And again, we're going to let this dry. So if everything is correctly, you have this kind of block like this. And you have one with 6 and 4 pieces on the side like this. Now we're going to place this over here and this one over here. I'm going to do my placemat away, this one at least I'm going to place this one here. I'm going to take my place mat again with my frame on top. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to place this one. I'm doing some glue over here on this side and on this side, and I'm going to glue it on top of here. So we do here some glue, and we are going to do here some glue, and we're going to place it down, and we're going to place it exactly under here, and we're going to give it a little pressure like this. And we're going to get this one. We do some glue on the whole piece over here, just around here, and we're going to place this one exactly in the middle over here and give it also a little bit of pressure. And we're going to let this rest also at least for a half hour, because he has to stand on top of here. And I know this looks very different. This is really a little kind of a little, yeah, it's not a cabinet. It is, I don't know, shelves. I don't know. You, like I said earlier, just let me know in the comments what kind of name you would give for it. Maybe some people will say it is really a big failure and it is trash. So don't mind. You have to try something sometimes. You just have to do an experiment. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. We will see. So I place my mat away so it can dry right now. We are going to get 10 blocks. We already have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And we're going to glue them really also the same like we did with the others in one long piece. And we are going to do this double up. And because I want to give it a little bit more of a thicker look, you don't have to do it, of course, like this. And for everyone who uses, of course, the double layers, of course, you have to double up everything. So it's the same like we did with the shelves and with the rounding. If you want to have it a bigger shelves, like I told you earlier, then you have to double up everything. So this is already number 1. We are going to place it aside, wipe away the glue, and we're going to redo it again. And we're going to get the last pieces of 10. And then we are almost there. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 and 10. And then we are having the bottom already. And number 1, number 2, I'm going to do it and try to do it as fast as I can. But most of the time when my camera is running, everything is always working against me. So I do my best. But I think a lot of you have the same problem like I have. So it is a DIY and you have to try to make the best out of it. And to show you also the steps which you need. And I make the mistakes so you don't have to make them anymore. Like I did with the tape, don't use the painter's tape. I can't say it enough because this is really a bad idea. So I'm going to let this rest. So now we're going to do some glue on this one, from this side to this side and over here again. And we're going to glue them on top of each other. So very carefully, just place them on top, do them on the side and make sure that you have them and squeeze them. So you get a nice thicker bottom. And we're going to give this also again some time to dry. So what we're going to do right now, because this is the bottom, we are going to leave 3 open over here, and we're going to do some glue on 4 blocks like this. And we're going to get the top and we're going to place it exactly in the middle of the 4 blocks and this way, and we're going to give it a little bit of pressure, and we're going to give this at least an hour, 2 hours to rest, to let it dry in. In the meantime, while our frame here is drying, we're going to take 4 blocks because I want to have in the middle over here a kind of a little sign. So I'm just going to take very easy 4 blocks. You don't have to buy signs. You can even make them your own. So just squeeze them together like one piece. And we're going to let this dry. And now, if everything is dried up, we are ready to paint. So for my little sign I will use for inside of here, I'm going to use my shoe polish and I'm going to use the brown color. So I'm going to get a nice little pencil and I'm going to do some shoe polish on here. And I'm just going to give it a nice rustic brown look. So I am really into this kind of color the last month. So of course, but you can change it up any color you like. I am really liking this, but you don't have to do this. You can also stain it, you can paint it, and if you are more like a glam person, you can spray paint it in gold or silver or another metallic color. So it doesn't matter what color you use, just do whatever you think is fitting for your decor. So I'm going to finish this off. So I colored up my little sign, and of course I'm going to give it now a little bit of whitening with my kitchen towel to make sure that all the wax is gone of the shoe polish. So very easy, just go over it with some piece and on each side. So make sure that you have a nice surface, and I'm going to place the words. I'm going to do home on top of it with my sticker letters. I have this kind of sticker letters, but of course you can even, when you have a great handwriting, you can just do it with some pencil. But I am not that person. I don't have a great handwriting, so I'm going to give it a nice rub again, and then we're going to do the stickers. So you see I did the word home on top, and of course I know you see it backwards, but that's just my telephone. Don't worry about it later when the quick impression is you see the right way. But of course I did home, but you can change it up for anything you like. Now we're going to paint our frame. So for the frame we are going to use, I'm going to use my creamy color. It's a little bit of a white color. I am really loving this color, and I'm going to do the whole frame in the same color. But of course, take, like I said earlier, also with the sign, take the color you like, which is fitting for your decor. So, and if you like to show us what kind of frame you made, I really would hope if you just send us an email and just let us show how yours turned out. I would really love to see it. So, but you don't have to do it. It's just a request from us. If you have and you like to show it, what you made of our DIYs, just email us. It is always in our description box down below. So now I'm going to paint this in the creamy color. You see already I did painted the whole piece, and I don't know what I have to think about it. I'm still debating and deciding for myself what I think of this piece. He is really great for having in small spaces, and of course it's easy to decorate. You have little openings you can decorate. You see that in a moment. So I'm still deciding what I think of this this DIY. So let me know in the comments down below what you think of it, and of course, but wait until I decorate it, until you see it, then you can really say what you think of it. And I think he is very nice for especially small spaces. So we will see how I decorate and how it will look like. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks. I call it a little cabinet with some shelves. You can decorate with some little pieces of the decor. Of course, I had so much fun making this because I learned a lot. I learned that I don't have to use the painter's tape because it doesn't work. It really doesn't work. So use the duct tape or maybe some other ribbon, but not this painter's tape. So that's what I learned. Of course, I hope you took out your tumbling tile blocks too and did this DIY again together with me. If you are here and you're new here, of course, we hope you enjoy what you see. If you do, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and of course hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. And for everyone who wants to see more DIYs, come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. Hope to see you there, and everyone here have an amazing day. See you in the next one. Bye.